Hey YouTube, Sweetknives here. Thanks for checking out another awesome video. It's been a few days since I've posted, but I got to tell you, we got one of the sweetest knives that you're ever going to see. And before we get into it, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Tons of outdoor gear. Check out links in the description for some sweet deals as well. Guys, we are looking at something one of my buddies, big shout out to David, California. He's a super big time collector, and he's got one of the baddest ass knives right here that I have ever seen. So I'm going to bust it open and I'm going to show you guys what this is. This, my friends, is one of the sweetest Benchmades you're ever going to see. Look at that. Blue carbon fiber on a M4 steel Osborne 940. Isn't that mint? God, I love it. Perfect centering. Perfect. These are custom scales by Dote. Just superb. Superb. God, I just love that. And guys, that's how it should be open. That's how you should be able to open. You can always tell when you have a phenomenal Osborne that's in perfect shape. You ought to be able to take it like this, take the access lock, you push down like that, and you should be able to flick it, and you should be able to flick it to close. And if you can do that, your knife is perfectly broken in. Sometimes when they're brand new, it may take a little while to be able to do that. We got a deep carry pocket clip, awesome standoffs. Overall, just an amazing knife. God, I love that. That's just out of this world. Awesome. So what are we going to do? We're going to sharpen this up. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to sharpen it up. First thing I want to do is I want to check the angle of the blade. This is a goniometer special tool from Katra. Basically, you just line these different dots up like this, and you can tell what the angle is on this knife. So it's looking like this is, looks like we're pushing 18, 19, right around 18 or 19 degrees. That's the angle of this silver edge, the actual blade edge. So it's right at about 18 and a half. And that's pretty typical. That's going to give you a durable cut. What we're going to do is we're going to sharpen this on the wicked edge system. We're going to go through all the progressions, and we're going to get a mirror edge. So if I zoom in now and you look at this edge, so the factory edge on these blades, it's nice, it's sharp. In fact, we'll test the sharpness here, but it's not ultra sharp and it's not a mirror. So you can kind of see, if I zoom right there, you can kind of see it's got a scratch pattern. That looks to me about, I don't know, 600 or 800 grit. I mean, literally, that's what they left it at, about 600 or 800. We're going to take this way into the thousands and get an ultra mirror on it. So stay tuned, guys. Coming up, that'll be in part 2. Let's just test the sharpness. I got the testing unit right here. We'll test it out and see how sharp it is straight from the factory. I don't think this has really been used very much. Pretty much brand new. So let's test it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 114. I got to tell you guys, that's a really, really good reading. Most factory blades come from the factory around 300. So to get it right near 100, that's pretty good. But what we're striving for when we mirror polish it is somewhere in this double-edged razor category. So we're taking an already very sharp knife, and we're going to make it hopefully what I like to call tree trimming sharp, where we can go above the arm and cut hairs. So stick around, guys. Part 2's coming right up. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. We got this. Basically, I had to take off you can't see it on this video, but I had to take it off of the scales so we wouldn't ding the scales. And then I also had to get it set up. So the Osbornes are kind of a tricky knife to put in the wicked edge. Doesn't matter what sharpening system you're using, just follow along, use the grits you have. I happen to have a wicked edge. I believe this is the WE30 130, and I'm progressing through. Basically, I'm going to start with 200 grit, go to 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 2,200, 3,000. Then I'm going to go to like 6 micron, 3 micron, 1.5, and then 1, and then 0.5 micron. And then we should have a mirror finish. The hardest part about these kind of knives, and this is a special one, it's a Benchmade custom with M4 steel right here, so it should sharpen really good, take a nice mirror, but the hardest thing is getting that angle right, so it takes a lot of time. I think I got it, so we're going to start with 200 grit, and we're going to just see how the grinding starts looking here. So let's just see how this looks. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks on the other side. I'll grind a little bit. I know you can't see that, but I will look myself. And you don't want to round the tip, which is kind of common. You see it taking off steel pretty good. Yeah, that's looking really good. And what you want to do is have these little rags here and wipe away all this dust, diamond dust. Try to get that cleaned up as much as you can. It's about 1,000 times magnified on the unit here, but you want to just double check that. So I just start out grinding a little bit like this and do that until you get the edge the way you want it. Hopefully that's showing up pretty good on the camera. Looks like it is. There's this is where like kind of the choil is. You got to be careful right here because the way they sharpen this is not on an angle guided system like this. They used most likely a belt sander. So as you come to this spot, you got to be kind of careful. It's looking good. We're gonna keep going though. And when I get to a spot that needs a little more work, I just do a few extra strokes on that side. God, that's shaping up really good. Almost perfect. I think we'll do like 20 more and then move on to 400. Got to do a little more right here though. Looks pretty good to me. Let's move on to the next one. We'll do what is it, 400 and 600? Here's 400. Here's 600. 400 and 600. We'll start out with grinding a little bit with 400. Make sure the nuts are tight on the bottom. They are. Everything looks good. Start it up. This is just a quick way to see if it's sharp. Very sharp. It'll cut you really bad. All right. Looks like we can move on to 600. That's very sharp. Very, 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 very sharp right now. If you wanted an edge where you could just use it and it'd be really good, this would be a good place to stop. Hopefully that's still showing up good. I can't tell. Maybe if I add a light here. Well, I hope that's showing up good. I can't really tell. All right, let's move on to 800 and 1,000. Here we go. Make sure these are clean. You know, one of the things that I've done that is kind of above and beyond what you need to do, but if you take a chamois cloth and you cut it up into little pieces, that seems to do really good at getting this diamond stuff somewhat clean. I mean, obviously using dish soap and water is the ultimate, but just as a quick way, sometimes using the chamois cloths does a good job. All right, now we're moving on to 800. Here we go. God, it's already starting to put a little mirror on it. All right, now we're moving on to 1,000. Just flip Flip these bad boys around. Here we go. Start doing 1,000 on this side. I'm gonna see how that looks. I don't know. It's hard to tell exactly how that's gonna look. I think it looks pretty good. All right, let's move on. Now we're moving on to 2200, or actually, check that. We're moving on to 1500. $1,500 and then 2,200. Here we go. Done with that. Now we're going to move on to 2,200 and 3,000. Here we go. All right, that's it with 2200. Now we'll move to 3000. We're getting there. Here's 3000. This will be the last stone, and then we move to the lapping films. Gotta be careful not to round that tip. This starts putting a nice mirror on it. All right, now we're on to the lapping films. Whew, that is looking pretty. All right, guys, let's move on to, how about 6? 6. Here's 6 right here. I'll get the other 6. Again, those chamois work really good for cleaning this, or you can use alcohol on the lapping films here. Okay, here's 6 micron, and now we can only go away. Check the nuts on the bottom. This should put a really nice mirror. Now, hell yeah. I think he's gonna be happy. All right, moving on to 3. Wonder how that's showing up on there. Pretty good, huh? I know it looks like, it sometimes looks like you're seeing something, and it's just a reflection. This is already almost a perfect mirror. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll flip these around just to do it extra, so we can do that. Flip it around just to get this other side, then we're getting even more of the 3. So I'll show you. So now, since we flipped it around, there might be some parts that didn't wear, and you can get it, you can get even better. I think that's damn good. Now let's move on to, we're gonna go to 1 and 0.5. 1 and 0.5, you heard me. All right, here's 1 micron. I just feel like this is the right sequence today. Okay, here's 1. Hang on. Just a second. almost cut myself. Fuck, is that sharp? I'm gonna flip this around, get a little bit more of the 0.5 on this side. I'm trying to be careful not to cut ourselves. Here we go, the last little bit. All right, guys, that's it. I'll put it back together. We'll come back and I'll show you how sharp it is. Thanks for staying with me. All right, guys, check this out. This is the finished product. God, that's nice. Nicely done. We're gonna see how sharp it is. Let's check this out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 30. Damn, that's sharp. Here's the chart. That's exactly where we want to be. Right under 50. Double edge. Yeah, you can read those on the blade. I want to show you something. Don't try this at home, but if we take this like this, I don't know why that's not focusing. That's called tree trimming. I just went right across my arm and it cut that hair. Pretty incredible. That's a look at the M4 special edition with Dote scales, polished to a mirror finish. Awesome knife. Thanks again, guys. Hit that subscribe if you like what you've seen. Have a great day.